Thank you so much, CTR Media Network, Dr. Tina Ramsay, along with the staff of CTR Media Network and all of the podcasters that have programs featured on CTR Media Network. I'm Kim Jacobs, the host of The Kim Jacobs Show, and we're bringing balance to the world one household at a time. It is such an honor and a privilege to be able to be associated with Dr. Tina Ramsay and her program with CTR Media Network. They go over and beyond the call of duty and do exceptionally well when it comes to the podcasters. I'm saying things that are like, ooh, mind-blowing. They are exceeding our expectations, and I cannot be more grateful and more thankful. So I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you for all of your professionalism, your consideration, going the extra mile to make sure that your podcasters have what we need to be able to have a thriving program and to get exposed to over 350 million households, 46 countries. I am excited to be a part of CTR Media Network, and I don't take it for granted. Thank you, Dr. Tina Ramsay, for all that you do. God bless you.
Hey Think Fam, it's your favorite host, Michael Finkley, and you can listen to us on CTR Media Network. Go listen in.
If anybody's interested in getting into podcasting, grab this book. Go on Amazon, grab this book. It goes with me almost everywhere. This book has like a workbook. It has places you can fill it in. It tells you how to monetize your podcast. It tells you how to set it up. It tells you about sponsorships. Listen, go on Amazon, get this book. And this is the Bible for podcasters. Listen, it was ranked #1 in podcasting books. Look right here. Best new podcasting book by Book Authority. Right there. Boom. And a little secret. Y'all, when you grab this book, I think it's page 43. There is a code on there. Listen, you can get access to her class, her course. Get her course. It's worth hundreds of dollars. But this book is less than $50. Grab this book on Amazon. I'm telling you, I carry it everywhere. She is the best. Grab this book on Amazon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the CTR Media Network. We are streaming live, baby, for International Podcast Day. And in honor of International Podcast Day, I am doing audio only. Yes, I'm doing audio only because that is the foundational piece of how podcasting started. Podcasting back in the day was just audio. So you had to connect with the sound of the voice of the host of which you was listening to. And so I'm going back to my roots, people, and just letting you hear the voice, okay, instead of seeing me and hearing me. But along those lines, we also are celebrating podcasts from all over the world. We had the opportunity today to be able to stream the People's Choice Podcast Awards, and it was an amazing event, and we were happy that one of our shows was actually nominated, which was my show, the Tina Ramsay Show, for Best Black Podcast Host. And so congratulations to all the winners, and I am so honored that my show will forever be nominated. Okay, baby, that is a great honor. So what we're going to do in celebration of the International Podcast Day, we're doing a part 2. Yes, a part 2, baby, of introducing you to our podcasters. I have a Facebook user in the building that said, "Hi, ladies." Hello. We also have Sheila Hill in the building. She is also one of the podcasters on CTR Media Network, so make sure to check her out. She has been 3 times, not one, not twice, but 3 times the top podcaster on CTR Media Network, so make sure to tune in and check out her show. Hold on for a minute. Let me give me a little drink. All right, in celebration, a little beverage. On that note, we are going to have some amazing things that's going to be going down. Yes, thank you, Sheila, Thank you. It's really a great honor because the people made a choice, and to be out of millions of podcasters worldwide, to be in the top 10 in my perspective category, it was definitely an honor. So make sure to check out the Sheila chillshow.com, baby. So what we're going to do today, you're going to see some more of our amazing podcasters that we have on CTR Media Network. You was able to, in part one, you was able to see some of our podcasters like the Mother's Place with Shayna Asby, and you was also able to see some more interviews and different stuff of that nature, along with some commercials from previous sponsors, current sponsors, and all that good stuff like that. And so what we're going to do right now, we are going to tie you in to the Michael Finkley Show is up next. We also had the Sheila C. Hill Show that played earlier today in part one. So right now we are getting ready to roll it, baby. We're going to roll it, baby. Yes. I call him the Fink Man, MD. We go way back. He is my brother from another mother. He actually on right now over there on LinkedIn, on the LinkedIn streets. He said, love this. Congratulations, Dr. Tina. Yes, thank you. Congratulations to you as well. So right now, what we're going to do, we're going to take a commercial break. And when we come back from the commercial break, we're going to have the Michael Finkley Show, baby. Go ahead and get ready, grab your snacks, because this is definitely a show that you do not want to miss, and his featured guest. So we're going to have a couple commercials, and we'll be back in a moment celebrating International Podcast Day, rolling out our CTR Media Network podcasters. Did you know that our shows run 24/7 online? Just simply go to ctrmedianetwork.com and click on our web TV or online TV feature. You can be able to connect with the host that you love. I will see you in a moment after these commercial breaks, and we're coming back with the Michael Finkley Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. We'll see you later. Bye.
The Homeschooling Interactive Magazine is a magazine that embraces and celebrates the entire homeschooling experience. Our magazine is different from all the rest because we provide beneficial information and assistance in homeschooling, business, wellness, mental health, resources, and life. We encourage you to pick up a copy of our magazine today on Amazon.com by simply searching the Homeschooling Interactive Magazine. The Homeschooling Interactive Magazine is all about impacting the world through home-based learning, helping to de-stress the homeschooling experience. Get your copy from Amazon today. Our CTR Media Network sponsors.
A special shout out to our corporate sponsor, Sheree Moore of SheTrucking.com. SheTrucking.com is committed to helping women and minorities establish and maintain successful careers in the transportation industry. So if you want to know how you can become the next trucker or join the transportation industry, contact SheTrucking.com and join their free Facebook community with over 30,000 women ready to help and support you on your journey. Check them out at SheTrucking.com.
Thank you to our CTR Media Network sponsors. To learn more about our sponsors and CTR Media Network, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
Hello, everybody. It's Michael Finkley with the Michael Finkley Show.
And I'm Nicole with Conversations with Nicole. You can join me Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on all of my streaming platforms.
Well, Nikki, don't forget about the Michael Finkley Show, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the CTR Media Network.
Join us.
Down the fast lane. Hey, y'all. I'm artist Billy Stonecipher, and you're watching the Michael Finkley Show. Like a freight train down the fast lane. We're coming.
On the next Michael Finkley, the Netflix series Fatal Seduction, Prince or Boom. How did he handle those sex scenes? And introducing our brand new segment, Community Spotlight Series. New season, new Finkley, Monday.
There's a new familiar face this time. Say hello to the new daytime. See it everywhere you special. It's no other than the Michael Finkley Show. There is no other. He's like no other. I'm so glad that you resonates with me. I'm so glad it's time to
Everybody, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Now, y'all, my next guest, I am truly excited to be chatting with. He is from the Netflix series Fatal Seduction. He is Prince Heartfelt. Boom. All right.
What's going on? How you doing, man?
I am well. I am excited to be chatting with you. I tell you, when I saw that Netflix series, and
Yes.
I'm just like, I gotta talk to this man. I gotta talk to this man. So,
Man, that's
tell the Fink family, where are you located now?
I'm in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Yeah.
That's where I am. Yeah.
Awesomeness. Did you grow up there?
No. I didn't grow up in Joburg. I actually moved here because of the entertainment industry is bigger this side. So I grew up in Port Elizabeth. It's like 16 hours away from Joburg.
Mm-hmm.
If you're driving, and it's a 2-hour flight if you're flying to PE. But so I've been in Joburg for like 6 years now. So it's basically my home as well. You know, so it's like moving from somewhere else to LA. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I gotcha. Cool beans. So, in growing up, did you always know that acting was my thing?
I'd be lying if I said so. I'd definitely be lying if I said so. But I knew that I would be in the entertainment industry because before I was an actor, I was a dancer actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I always known that I would be somewhere in the entertainment industry, but an actor, that I didn't know. I think it just found me as well. So all of these things that I used to do back in the day. So we used to do like theater productions, like Broadway, to say, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was prep for me for what's going on right now, you know. So yeah.
Gotcha. So what led you to the steps of where you are today? How would you describe that big break, right? That said, you know what, I can actually do this for a living.
I think after my first Netflix series, which was Jiva, we did, I think it was 3 years ago. The reception of it and how people received it, and the producers of the South African movie industry, the film industry as well, they were intrigued by the acting. And for me, it was just a thing of, I'm just trying it out. It's my first time ever doing it, but not knowing that it would turn out to be this big as how it is right now. And it's just been a crazy journey as well since then, man. You know what I'm saying? And I've started to fall in love with acting as well. You know, it gave me a different perspective of life and just entertainment in general. So yeah, I think Jiva was my big break for me. And then we went straight to Fatal Seduction literally after that.
So let's talk about it, right? You all right. Let's talk about this Netflix series that you're a part of now. Within this series, right? How did it come about for you? How did this project come about?
So I got a call. I do have an agency here, Star Quality. So I got a call saying that I've been requested to do a casting for a role, Jacob. So they had explained everything, what the series is about and all of those things. And we were like, 10 people that were casting for Jacob. It was such a stressful moment for me because it's my second role as an actor. I don't have that much information about acting as well. And there were industry giants there that have been in the industry for so many years. So you can imagine how nerve-wracking that casting was. So we did the casting the first day, and they did a call back after that, and there were 5 of us left. So from there, it was a thing of I didn't get an answer for 2 or 3 weeks, which in my mind, I was like, okay, cool, fine. I didn't get it, you know? And literally just when we thought we didn't get it, I get a phone call saying that we're doing the last chemistry test, and they like what I did at the casting, and they would love to have me for the chemistry test. So as soon as I get there, and such a beautiful moment that I had there when they announced that they gave me the role of Jacob. I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I really couldn't believe it. And for me, it was such a risque character as well to choose, you know, and so early in my acting career.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a stressful moment for me to actually accept the role and just, you know, take it with both hands. I'm also a person that loves taking risks. So it was not a hard thing for me to say yes to. So we had a quick chat with our agents and, hey, man, we took the role. We took the role.
And I'm telling you, you played this role like no other. I'm like, I was so in tune. Like everything else was great, but it was something about your role. It was just so mysterious and dark at the same time, but it was like cheerful too. It had a lot of components to it. So for the viewers who have not seen Fatal Seduction, could you tell us, without giving too much away, could you tell us what the project is about?
I love saying this about Fatal Seduction. The title says it all. You know, Fatal Seduction. You know, the title says it all. Fatal Seduction. But it's a series about following a professor on a weekend away, where she's just going through a lot, man, and she ends up going through a lot with her marriage and just losing a child as well, and how her marriage is failing and all of those things. And she meets this fine young man on a weekend away with a best friend that turns her whole world, and which turns her whole world upside down. You know, the truth comes out about the past that they've had with the husband and how this kid, Jacob, connects with everything in the story and how everybody is just connected to him, from the best friend to the professor, to the brother, to Nandi herself as well. And just how Jacob turns her whole world upside down, which his world also turns upside down when he ends up falling in love with her. It's such a beautiful story, man. And it's not just about the intimacy. There's so much more embedded in the story itself. And I'm so excited for people that haven't seen it to see it. And for the people that have seen it, we appreciate the love and the reception that we've gotten from it. It's such a beautiful story, man. It's such a beautiful story.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it has levels. level after level. How did you prepare for this role? Like mentally, physically? How did you prepare to be Jacob?
Can I tell you something? What's crazy about the film industry this side is that we didn't get enough time to prepare for the roles, you know? And let me tell you something. Literally, after those 3 weeks that we've had waiting for the callbacks to know if we got the role, literally a week or 2 weeks later, we were actually prepared to shoot. We were in Cape Town. We're in beautiful Cape Town, and we were getting ready to shoot. We were doing table reads and all of those things. So I think for me, I had to read the script for me to understand the journey that he's taking and why he's taking this journey. And also the character description as well described him very well for me. I think also it took me time to get to know him and to get to play him very well as well. So I'd say I finally found him maybe 3 weeks in while shooting. I won't lie, the first 3 weeks for me, I was still trying to figure out who he was, you know, and it took me those 3 weeks for me to find him and just to try for myself to understand the way he thinks. I used to write to myself that what type of music would he listen to, you know, what cologne would he be using, what type of walk he takes, or how does he think? What would you, when you look in his eyes, do you think you'd really see what he's thinking or not? Mm-hmm. You know, so it took a lot of standing in front of the mirror and trying to figure these things out. And also the script and the character description played it well for me. So it didn't take that much time for me to get there, but it was such a crazy role for me to play. So it took a lot of strength and a lot of giving all of me in the character for it to come out like that.
Gotcha. I'm telling you, you portrayed very well. Very well.
Thank you very much.
Like you've been acting for years on top of years. Literally. How did you handle, because of course the seduction part of it all, how did you handle the sex scenes?
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Mila, lead singer of 702, and you are watching The Michael Finkley Show. Where my girls at?
On the next Michael Finkley, from the Yin Yang Twins, D-Rock is here. Talks about his brand new album, America's Most Wanted, and join us for our signature series, Community Spotlight, Monday. Hello, everybody. It's Finkley from the Finkley Experience. We're an educational consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education. So we assist students with their college and career endeavors. We train school administrators on the state of first-generation students. And also, we partner with colleges and universities to assist their first-generation population for easy transition from high school to college. So if you're looking for a presenter or speaker that presents on these topics and so much more, visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com and learn about all that we do. We're looking forward to working with you.
Looking for some of the best soul food right here in Mullen, South Carolina? I promise you. Come on down to Garden Alley.
Our grape salad is fabulous. Our water gate, our potato salad, our chicken is fresh. Macaroni and cheese is salted to perfection. I haven't found anything that's not great. Best ever.
Banana pudding, cakes, pies. Yeah. Selection is huge. Garden Alley is an awesome place to eat. I really love it.
Come by and see the amazing staff at Garden Alley, downtown Mullins.
How did you handle, because of course the seduction part of it all,
Yes.
how did you handle the sex scenes?
Hey man, we had beautiful intimacy coaches and we had rehearsed.
Wow.
So we had this whole 2 weeks of prepping the sex scenes and then the choreography of it. You know what I'm saying? So they had let us prepare for all of that 2 weeks before. And it was such a beautiful thing to do because it would have never turned out so beautiful on screen if we had never prepared everything before the time. And just having those intimacy coaches around. Kate, that's her name, Kate Lush. She was such a beautiful person to work with, man. She understood us and she just understood how much pressure this has on our shoulders, you know? And we had consent forms as well of how comfortable we need to be. It needs to be a close set as well. Only the DOP can be there and the ADs as well. Everybody that's not meant to be there at that point doesn't need to be on set at that time so that we are comfortable as well. So, I mean, we had like, it was such a beautiful time, and even our cast members as well. It was so much, we filled with comfortable people that are willing to go as far as that, you know what I'm saying, and not being awkward about it, and just it just was beautiful, man. So it was not too hard to handle because of the intimacy coaches, but the first couple of scenes before we got used to the fact that we are shooting an intimacy scene was very hard, you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I can only imagine that. Like, only imagine.
Yeah.
I'm saying you all did an amazing job throughout from middle to end. Is Prince like Jacob, or is Jacob like?
I think the small things that I took from myself to put in Jacob, because we had like similar stories, you know, of which helped me to play the role even better. Like not having a father, not saying that my father passed away or killed himself, but my father was never around for the longest time that I know. So all of that pain of me like missing that father figure, it gave me the ability to play that part of Jacob, you know. But all the other things, totally different lane. Jacob is totally a different lane. I'm totally a different person. I think my cast members will definitely agree with that as well. I'm such a comedian. I'm such a fun person to be around. So Jacob was really such a different lane than I took, you know. But yeah.
Gotcha. And I can already tell that you're a clown. Literally. I can. Like, you're fun to be, you're amazing to be around. Hopefully one day that will happen, my friend.
For sure, man. I say so. Yeah, hopefully.
Oh, would you ever play a role like this again?
Yes, totally. As I said, I love taking risks, man, and I think they're very challenging for me, and it grows me as an actor as well, and an entertainer in general. So I'll definitely play another role like this, especially if I'm gonna be learning something from it, because I always take these roles as me preparing myself for something else, or I'm learning something at that certain point. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like playing this role, I had to learn like the ins and outs of being an actor. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that I actually got to play it. So yes, definitely I'll play another Jacob.
I love it. And we'll be looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it. What is Prince still learning about himself?
About myself? I think just being open more, man. I think I've always been a quiet child and just hiding myself from the world. And I think this is such a perfect time for me to open up to the world and just to tell my story at the same time. I'm just glad that God gave me this opportunity to actually, not be as closed off as I was. And I always love to play these characters because I get to play someone else and open up to the world as someone else. But in the same breath, I'm opening up myself to the world, and just everybody that knows me. It's just been a hectic journey to get here, and it's beautiful to see that it's blooming like this, and God has literally put me in a place like this. So I'm still learning to open myself up to people and all of those things, and just to be free around people as well. I'm glad that I've got to be an entertainer because it gives me that voice that I'm still here. I'm not that quiet kid anymore that hid everything because of the past that he's had, but we're still learning how to be open.
Exactly. All a part of our growth, right? Our growth in life.
Totally.
Definitely.
Totally.
What are you working on now? What is that next project? What can we see Jacob in next? Jacob Prince. Look, see you because you did it so well. What is Prince working on now?
So we have this thing called a telenovela in South Africa. So it's like a drama, soapy type vibes that only plays in our South African TV channels. So we've been shooting the show called 1802 for the past 6 months, which is why I have a full beard and I cannot cut my hair and all of those things. So we had to literally change from looking like Jacob to looking like this because it's a story from the 1800s. So I'm playing a character in the 1800s. Which is such a cool thing. It's such a cool thing, especially about the culture and as a Black man as well, and how everything used to go in the 1800s just changes the perspective of me as an actor as well. The changing of the voice but it's a beautiful story. It's called 1800s. Love Defies Time. Such a beautiful story. We're probably selling it not on Netflix, on Showmax very soon. Hopefully that happens so that the rest of the world can see it. But yeah, that's what we're working on right now.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Awesomeness. And when will this project be done? Projected.
Sorry?
Where would this project, when is this project projected to be done?
Yes.
So we can look
at we literally left with 3 weeks of shooting right now, but it has aired already. So what they do with telenovelas is that they give the production like maybe a month or two to shoot prior before airing the show, so that they play maybe the first 50 episodes of the show, and then from there we're literally shooting like it's a live show. You know what I'm saying? So we're shooting every week for all the last week's episode to play the following week. So that's how telenovelas work. So, but we only left with 3 weeks now. We're shooting 175 episodes actually.
Gotcha. I love it.
Yeah.
Keep grinding, my Prince.
Yeah, definitely, brother. Yeah,
definitely keep grinding. Yeah. What is your next biggest dream?
Oh, I think since I was a kid, I've always had a Hollywood dream, and I think I'm so much closer to it than anything. It's just a feeling, not that I know that maybe it's gonna happen anytime soon, but it's just a feeling of that it might just happen sooner, but I've always had a Hollywood dream. I mean, I've been to America a couple of times as a dancer as well, because we used to do a couple of competitions that side and stuff. And it always felt like home for me. And I always told myself that I'd come back here on a bigger platform and on a bigger stage of my life. But I have a feeling that it might just come sooner. And since Black Panther started, I've always prayed that one day God blesses me with a role or just playing, Black Panther, which is, hey man, it's a beautiful story. Also, I love telling African stories. So if that would happen, that would be such a blessing in my life, and let's pray for it, man, But the Hollywood dream, definitely.
I tell you, it has to happen now, because my best friend always says that your words are listening. So because you already put it out there, it has to happen.
Totally, man. Totally, brother. Totally.
It has to happen. How can the Think Fam follow you on social media?
So I'm not on Twitter or any other platform. So I'm only on Instagram, which is at Prince Grootboom as well. So you can search Prince Grootboom, you will get me. But the handle is Prince_BEEZ. So Prince_BEEZ. Only Instagram.
All right, and your information in the description below as well. I tell you, fam, if you have not seen the Netflix series Fatal Seduction, go see Prince. As Jacob, I'm telling you, you will get hooked. I'm telling you. Prince, thank you for being with us. Thank you so much. We appreciate you so much.
Definitely, brother. Thank you very much for having me, man. It's such a beautiful interview. Hopefully one day we'll get to do it live. You know what I'm saying? But thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm looking forward to it. Big Sam, don't go away. Be back in a moment.
For sure.
Hey, check this out. Who that is? Right there. It's Michael Finkley. And this is his show. You know who I am? My name is D-Rock Ying from the Yin Yang Twins, America's Most Wanted. Download the album. Go to the website right now.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
Hey, Think Fam. So, y'all, I am in Fayetteville, North Carolina with JT Hustle. And, he has a whole media house right behind me. JT, where are you? There he is.
Yes,
What's up?
appreciate you for coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, you want to give us a tour?
Absolutely.
All right, come on, Think Fam.
All right, you guys. So this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. All we do here is create content. So write books, social media like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. Writing our first short film. Everything's gonna be produced here, right? So that's all this house is for. Come inside, see what it looks like. So everything works just like a normal house. A lot of junk everywhere. So TV, studios, come on into the living room. So that's the kitchen, dining room area, transitions into the living room. You guys see these are just some of the lights that we have. We got more lights, more mics, everything like that. We do most of the content here, so I can either turn the lights around, sit here, have the brick background, or we can sit down on the couches like it's set up now and do a lot of content just on the couch talking like that. So
what happens here?
Streaming. So this is set up for live streaming. This is a little stand that you can set your laptop on as well. We're going to start doing daily live streams from this 2-monitor setup. So got a couple of webcams, more lights, because anybody that creates content knows how important lighting is, right? So, as you guys probably noticed, this is just based off of your voice. It'll keep on fluctuating. So yeah, this is the little streaming area, and the house is gonna be dirty because we actually work out of here, right? So stream deck here. For those of you that are in the streaming, you know what that is. So basically, while you're on stream, you can mash a button, and whatever you want to be on the screen will be on the screen. If for whatever reason you didn't want to do that, they have a foot pedal here, so I can just mash the foot pedal. Whatever I want to be on the screen will come up on the screen. And like I said, 2 2 cameras, lights, mics, everything is here. So you can do whatever it is you want to do, right? So I don't really stream gaming, but what I have noticed is that streaming computers are just the best computers, right? Well, gaming computers that people use for streaming are just the best.
So you sleeping here too?
Like, man, well, my team is crashing here. All right, so my team is crashing. So anybody that comes out of town that needs a place to record, because I work with other content creators that's like in Atlanta, in Tennessee, wherever. So instead of them having to rent an Airbnb, you can just come stay here. So 2 of the bedrooms are set up for people to come in and just sleep. But you can come on in. But also, if we need to film here, hey, it's free game. So functioning basic little room, TV here. The TV works. All right, so everything like a normal house would have. I use this storage closet for audio equipment. So all of those lights and things that you've seen in the living room, normally when we clean up for the day, we store everything here. These outfits are, like I said, we're doing short film entertainment content. So we got clothes that are here. We got wigs for characters, dresses, whole 9 yards for the actors that come in here as well, right? That's just a normal bathroom. Go ahead.
So what you're telling me is that when I'm back in town, that I can stay here.
100%.
So that's what you
100%. You guys heard it here.
All right. Okay.
Anytime you want to come and stay, you do a whole season. Season 10.
Don't tempt me.
Here too for anybody that's in the content creation is if they can see the floor. So carpet, normally if I was gonna live in a house, I don't want carpet. I got a 5-year-old daughter. But because of the sound, how important sound quality is, this actually works. And it's a small house. I think the house is only like 1,300 square feet. So it's a small house. It gets the job done, right? It wasn't expensive at all. 3-2, but only 2 of the bedrooms are set up for people to crash in. So this is a podcasting room. So I never seen, and you got to do this on camera, Mike, man. Kick your shoes off and sit right here, man.
What?
Master, we gonna get his honest first impression.
We're gonna take these good old shoes off.
Yeah.
Can I fit? I'm a biggin.
Come on, man. Get in there.
I'm a biggin.
All right.
Okay.
And match the red button.
Okay. This button.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. We're excited. We're excited, Think Fam. All right. I was not expecting that.
I've never seen anybody podcast from a massage chair. So that being said, I said I wanted to stand out. I want to be different. So this is my podcasting room. Also, if other people came and wanted to podcast, we got mics, we got screens, we got cameras. This umbrella looking thing here is, believe it or not, is just another light. So we can cut it on. We can address the degree of lighting that we wanted it to be just by manipulating this knob. This sign right here, this is just for my podcast. Let's say somebody wanted to come and they had their own sign. I can move it out the way. They can put their own sign up. That's why it's not really hanging on the wall. It's just sitting on a little table. Hey, the Income Autopilot podcast, the show that teaches you to stop working and enjoy life while money works for you. So that's what this room is for. Media, believe it or not, I want to encourage everybody that watches this. Media controls how people think. So if you watch the Weather Channel, it determines how you dress. If you watch just the regular news, they might make you think that Chicago is a terrible place to visit. I've never been, but I've met people over the years that say, hey, Chicago is like everywhere else. Certain places are nice. Certain places you don't need to be there if you're not from there, right? So in the media will also tell you that Hawaii is great, right? I know some people that went to Hawaii and love it. I know some people in Hawaii that say the cost of living is overpriced, and if you're not a tourist, the living ain't really that great. All right, so media though will control how you think. So what I want to do with the media house is create media that inspires people either through educational or entertainment content that lets them know that, hey, you can be an entrepreneur, right? You can be wealthy, you can have whatever it is, just keep God first and do the work.
What's going on, beautiful people? My name is Prince Workworm, and I play Jacob in Fatal Seduction, and you guys are watching the Michael Finkley Show.
On the next Michael Finkley, from the Yin Yang Twins, D-Rock is here. Talks about his brand new album, America's Most Wanted, and join us for our signature series, Community Spotlight, Monday.
Hello, everybody. And we are back. Yes, we are back. I hope that you are enjoying our celebration of a happy International Podcast Day. I am your host for the CTR Media Network, Dr. Tina J. Ramsay, and I'm also a fellow podcaster as well, a podcaster of the two-time award nominated podcast, The Tina Ramsay Show. And so without further ado, what I'm going to do, we are going to have next up the She Trucking Podcast. But before we go to the She Trucking Podcast, we are going to have a couple of commercials, and I will see you in a moment. Stay tuned.
Sweet conversation, hey, outrageous, hey, you smile, yeah, smile, and I say, hey, come on, say, it's getting personal, we say what? It's still for a while, and babe, come on, such a beautiful woman, come on, oh, you the best of me. Come on, hey, come on, amazing, hey, outrageous. What's up, y'all? Hey, come on. How are you close to me? How are you close to me? Amazing, giving you the best of me. Say, good morning. Here's breakfast. Hey, lost track of time. No. We have all. Let's get moving. And we're not fair. We're not denying. We're gonna sing and pray. Let me all say, come on, say. It's the first one. All right now, come on. Let's feel it for a while. And pray. Such a beautiful woman.
Woo! Giving you the best of me. Yes. Amazing. So amazing. Yes. So what we're going to do right now, we are going to tie in. Yes, we're going to tie in the She Trucking podcast you all to watch. So enjoy this episode and we'll be back in a moment.
The Jamboree, we brought our 2022 VNL 860 Globetrotter Volvo. It's the downsped technology with the higher gear ratio and the 14-speed transmission. This truck steadily pushes 9 to 10 miles per gallon, loaded and empty. It's pulling a 2023 Great Dane Champion SE dry van that my wife and I spec'd out as well to make the combination work a little better together. We have personally, I started when I was 18 and a half years old in 1975. I turned 68 years old July 20th. My wife and I have been together 39 years. She's ridden with me for the last 20 years. And this is what we do. We run the highways and the byways of America, delivering the goods and services that folks in the country need. Of how we set the truck up. It's all the latest Volvo technology. We ordered the truck. It took 1 year and 4 months to get it. It was ordered, I apologize for the greeting from Interstate 80, but that's the Truckers Jamboree. So it took 1 year and 4 months to get the truck. It was ordered basically pre-COVID, but it did come in exactly the way we spec'd it, and it has treated us very well. And I like to tell people that it's a two-tone color combination. It's pearl white and stainless. And that's the way we wanted it. We kept it simple. Just a simple design. And we run the flow below system. We run the air tabs. We also run the nose cone on the front of the trailer. And yes, folks, I did put the twin exhaust stacks on it. It's not necessary, but coming from that old school, and even the salesman said, Al, he says, why are you putting dual stacks? Nobody will see them. I told him I'll see them every time I hook up a trailer. And it's just, that's, I guess, part of the old school in me. But the overall effect has worked very, very well. It's a very comfortable truck. It's easy to access the back here with the catwalk, the way it's designed. It's good and secure. Like I say, here we have the flow below design here to keep the air. We want to keep the air attached to the tractor as much as possible. And I don't know if you folks have witnessed how the flow below covers work. I question myself, how accessible is it going to be? It's simple, and you have access to check your lug nuts for the tightness and check your air pressure. We do not have the auto inflation system on this particular model. We didn't opt for that. But we did run true balanced centering sleeves, and we run Centromatics all the way around. The tractor and trailer are both equipped with the disc brakes. So it's disc brakes all the way around. We run the aero mud flaps on it to keep the airflow moving. And the other thing that you will always notice if you have those is they basically eliminate road spray on wet roads. I call it a poor man's wind tunnel. You can actually witness how this all works when it's working correctly, because you can see the road spray and how it is funneled on past the tractor and trailer. And as we go on down along here, we've got the aero skirts. Now, when my wife and I purchased the trailer, it was just a basic trailer. It did not have the nose cone. It did not have the skirts. It did not have the excess rub rail on here, and it did not have the air tabs, nor did it have the flow below on it as well. We've added all of this stuff to it along with the aero flaps on the back. And we can go down alongside here, and like I say, it all works together. We opted for all position tires on the tractor, as well as the low rolling resistance tires on the trailer to keep the rolling resistance down. We also put the, here we have the analog, we didn't opt for the highest tech, we just got the analog right way gauge, which corresponds, if it's 34 on here, that's 34,000, and it's accurate within about 250 pounds. And I have found that very useful when loading at these various places and you don't have access to a scale right away. Gives you a general idea where you're at. 4 LED lights in here to light this up. It just makes a difference to the shippers and receivers and the forklift operators and myself personally. I love that. It works well. And one thing I do like about a Great Dane trailer, they run a good secure ICC bumper on them. The entire framework back here is stainless steel. A lot of different companies will use a galvanized metal. This is a stainless steel assembly around this entire rear frame assembly on the trailer. July 20th, I turned 68.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And we've logged nearly 6 million, just probably a little more than 6 million miles, no chargeable accidents. So we've been blessed that way. God has taken care of us in that aspect. And it isn't that we haven't had some close calls. And I know, folks, there's times, there's no way I could have been driving this truck by myself, because I couldn't have avoided some of the situations that weather conditions and the traffic puts you in, as all of you well know. Just certain times you have to look up and say, thank you, Lord.
And just like that, we have had the She Trucking podcast with that great, amazing interview. Thank you to all of our truckers, men and women worldwide, that keeps trucking, helping to make our life easier by making sure they transport our essential products and services to where we need, and just helping us, because all too often the truckers don't receive the appreciation that they deserve. Next up, we have
Well, hello and welcome to the Positive Transformation, transforming messages that will help you in your journey of positive results. How's everybody doing? Yes, this is a restructuring of the message that I had actually started almost a year ago. It will be maybe in December. Positive transformation. And so we wanted to just kind of step back and restructure it. And so that's what this is all about. So we're pushing it out. And I know that you guys will be super, super excited. Do follow us. I am Sandy Sanders. I am the host and creator of the Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy platform, where we are a part of the CTR Media Network, heard in over 350 million viewers worldwide, 100 countries globally, and continuing to grow. I do have a podcast on Spotify, and we are going to be doing positive transformations as we had started, as I mentioned, a while back, but it wasn't quite formulating the way I wanted it to. So we went back to the drawing board and said, okay, God. And okay, so God is my board member. He's actually the CEO. And the Lord and I, we kind of sat, and I wanted to make sure that the content that I was bringing you would be transforming, just as Paul wrote in the book of Romans. It says, be ye not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And so that always stuck in my mind about that particular scripture. And as I'm looking at it, and yes, and it says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. And that is the ultimate goal as we go through this transformation of having a mindset that will that shows that we are maturing, that we're growing, that we're making those adjustments in our life. To me, that's what transformation is all about, is making those necessary adjustments so that I can have the positive results. So that's what this is. You'll see this message. We'll be doing a daily message. It is uploaded to our Spotify channel. So if you are not following us and you're watching this from our Facebook Live platform as well as our YouTube platform, that yes, go ahead, follow us on the Spotify channel of Coffee Conversations with Sandy, as well as the CTR Media Network. You will find it there as well. So tonight, I am super excited. I just wanted to come on and do the release of the positive transformation moments, these transforming messages that will help you on your journey of positive results. Talking about positive results now, where I'm going to begin with this is talk about my journey as being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I am diagnosed with diabetes. I am on insulin, so I'm letting you into my world, and my numbers normally range anywhere between the high threes and twos. Yes, those are very, very dangerous numbers. And just recently, I was without my medication. I was without my the medicine for a couple of months, and it's simply because of the cost of the medicine, even with the insurance. I have my company insurance that supplies through our company and where I work. And after even getting the prescription or ordering the prescription, the amount that came back was just very high for one pen that is about the size of a pen, and it looks kind of like an EpiPen, you all, but it's in the refrigerator, so that's why I don't have it. But so I went through some processes, went to the ER, and because I knew that I wasn't feeling well, this was a couple of weeks ago, I went to the emergency room, and husband took me to the emergency room, and they gave me some insulin, gave me the fluids because I was very dehydrated. And my whole point is that after I went through that experience and then put the prescription in the following day or that Monday, I began to tell myself, Sandy, what can you do to help bring your A1C down naturally? And so that's what I probably have talked about this before, y'all. And I want to really be honest with you, is that having a disease such as diabetes, and how diabetes affects the African American community. After being in the hospital, in the ER this last go round, I really said, I want to beat this. Okay. I really, really want to beat these numbers. I do not want diabetes to be the one to take me out, especially when I can have control over it. And so a lot of times we always put things off, especially us as believers. We always saying, okay, the devil did it. But there also has to be some accountability. I love bread. I love foods that are high in carbs, pastas, bread, sugary foods, things that will turn into sugars. And I'm not a big reader of labels. I love sugar in my coffee. I like sweet cakes and cookies and things. I'm truly just this is that that's this transparent moment, so that I can be able to, so I'm letting you into my personal life, of my journey to bring the A1C down. So yeah, that is, so my whole point is that I really said, after this last episode, I had not truly been feeling well, although y'all have seen me do lives, although I've been on doing my interviews. I have truly not been feeling well, but I'm feeling so much better. Yes, I have the insulin in me. Yes, I'm taking the other medicine as well. So I take a pill by mouth, obviously, and I take the insulin once a day in the morning. But my whole goal is changing my diet, getting the exercise. As I'm reading more and more, one of the key things is to exercise. You must walk. You must get that water in. You must get that walk in. So I am determined this time, go round. And I want you guys, yes, join me. But, be in prayer with me, because I want to be around for a long time. I want to be around for my grandchildren, my children, and I want to be able to do what God has called me to do effectively. So that's where it talks about being renewing in your mind. My mind is renewed because I don't like feeling the way that when your blood sugar is high, you truly do not feel your best. You're sluggish. You are discombobulated. You can't really articulate your words properly. So I truly was experiencing weeks of that. It would come in bouts, but I was experiencing that for weeks. So that's one of the things that I really wanted to let you know, is that's what will be, this is just a portion. But when we talk about transformation, positive transformation, what does that look like? It's your spiritual transformation, spending more time in your word, prayer time, having more time with the Lord, spending more time there, naturally being transformed, how to rebuild relationships. Is there a relationship in your family and your friendship and individuals that that you want to rekindle that relationship with? And then there's that physical, and that physical is that healthy walking, eating, proper eating, drinking plenty of water, and getting your rest. And we talk about the rebuilding of relationships. I saw the movie. I don't know how many of you all saw the movie that mortgage apple cake. Oh my goodness. It was such an amazing movie. I caught it on Prime. After church today, I began to watch the movie, and I said, okay, I'll take time and I'll watch the movie. There was so many elements in that movie that spoke volumes to me. Oh yes, I had my tissue, I had my box of Kleenex. Such a great movie. The actress that plays in that movie is so phenomenal. If y'all remember her, she was from Color Girls as well. Just an awesome woman of God. If you've ever caught her through her Instagram and it's Kimberly Elise. She is an award-winning actress. And this movie was released based on a woman in Teaneck, New Jersey, where I used to live many years ago. So, and of course, the story, the element is that it was a house that was passed down from her grandmother to her mother and then to her. And here is the things that I grabbed, and I'm not going to give away because you may have not seen this movie, but it was perfect timing for me because there were 3 things that I grabbed out of the movie. The movie is called Apple Cakes, Mortgage Apple Cakes, okay? And it is about a woman. Her name is Angela Logan. And of course, it's based on a true story. But there were things that really grabbed me. And one of them, as she had rekindled a friendship, relationship with someone from 10 years early. And of course, she was a divorced single mother raising young teenage young men. And one of the key points that I grabbed out of the movie is where she stopped believing in things. She stopped believing in her dreams. She stopped believing in the fact that she could achieve something. And then she almost really gave up. They only had 6 days to be able to, because the house is going into foreclosure. And those of you that know that she started, this apple recipe came from her mother or her grandmother. It was passed down to her. But one of the other things is that the restoration of the relationship between her and her son, one of the 3 sons. And they were constant, they were pulling on her because she was their support system. She was the center. She was the rock of them. And then it was her younger son who, he and her, they were just really not in a good space. And, one of the things she said, no longer are we going to be in this house with locked doors. We're going to talk about it. We're going to address it. I'm here. I need you. You need me. And she was saying that to them, but she also needed help. And she did not want to ask for help because she was so strong. Here is one of the key points is that if you need help in something, don't you know, is that, and I'm guilty of it, is not asking for help. When you know that you need help, ask for help, especially if someone has the gifts, the talents, the ability to be able to get you from point A to point B. Ask for help, because the pressure that you are able to release when you get the help that you need, it is just unmeasurable. And so that was one of the key things. There was a pot, there was a flower, and she initially had looked in. You got to pay attention to the movie. And the pot and the flower in the pot, and that pot became a symbol until the end of the movie. And I'm not going to tell you what happens at the end of the movie, but the fact that someone believed in her, and I have to say, someone believed in me, and I believe in you. And you may have had people to tell you they believe in you, but you also have to believe it yourself. So that also, I have to believe that I am going to lower my A1C. I have to believe and walk it out. It's not just going to happen overnight. I believe God's healing through the medicine, but I also know that faith without works is dead, being alone. So my faith tells me is that if I do the work, I have to do the work. We have to do the work, no matter what it is. It may be something else. For me, it's the diabetes. That's where I am. It's a constant coming up, constantly coming up. And I know I no longer want to feel that. I no longer want to keep on this, they call it the the wheel. It's kind of like you're like the rat race on the little wheel inside of the cage. Well, I don't want to keep doing that. And I don't want you continuing to do that. So that's why we're going to have these transfer.
Hello, everybody. And that was transformational moments or conversations with Dr. Sandy Saunders. And next up, we're going to have Wisdom Tip with Dr. Connie. And she actually, well, I should say Dr. Connie Green, and she has a special guest. And so we're going to go ahead and get that going. But before we get that going, we're going to have a commercial break. Yes, you know we have to take a break. Have to take a break. Have to take a break. Hey, let's go ahead and have some fun. Y'all ready to get foot loose? Let me show you something. When I went to an event, I had to cut loose. You never know what you're going to get when you hire me to come in and speak at your next event. Yes, I am going to give you all the information, the motivation, the inspiration. But your girl, I do have a mean two-step. And for those of you who do not know, I had a stroke at the age of 25 years old that left me partially paralyzed from the waist down. And through the grace of God, I was able to regain my mobility. And during that time that I had a stroke, I actually lost a year of my life. Yes, I lost a year of my life to amnesia. But through prayer, God helped me be able to regain my mobility, and I was able to regain almost all of my memory. And so I am very grateful that I can walk, that I can talk, and I use my life in a way in order to share and inspire. So I use the power of podcasting in order to share my voice, to share other ones' voices as well. And I, sometimes cut a good little two-step. So we're going to have a commercial break, and I'm going to give you something to kind of smile about. And if you are looking for a speaker for your next conference or event, I would love to speak to you on one or two topics, which is homeschooling and podcasting and media. What do you need to know, and how can you leverage this amazing medium in order to reach more people, to be able to close more deals, to have more visibility? On that note, let's go ahead and have a commercial break. This is Happy Podcast International Day, a celebration that we are celebrating podcasts from all over the world. It's over 3 million of us podcasters worldwide, and we are celebrating all of you. Thank you so much for contributing your voice, your mission, your purpose, and sharing your experiences with us in order to help us have a better life. Let's go ahead and go to the commercial break. I'll see you in a moment. CTR Media Network has amazing opportunities to expand the visibility of business owners, entrepreneurs, authors, coaches, and podcasters on our platform. Would you like to be interviewed on any of our podcasting shows? Where we're booking right now, so go to ctrmedianetwork.com. Would you like to have an ad in our upcoming Podcast Revolution magazine? Well, simply go to our website and place your ad today. We also have commercial placement opportunities. We would love to play your commercial during the airing of our CTR Media Network Live and the Tina Ramsay Show. We would love to partner with you. If you feel that your business is a right fit, contact us about our sponsorship opportunities. CTR Media Network has a variety of different opportunities to fit every budget. So reach out to us by going to ctrmedianetwork.com and book the appropriate ad for yourself today.
And just like that, we are back, but we come along with another podcast show from CTR Media Network. It's called Wisdom Tips with Dr. Connie Green. She's giving you wisdom in order to walk into your life, sharing her experiences, and when she have guests, sharing their experiences and helping you to be able to change your life one wisdom tip at a time. So we'll see you after this episode of Wisdom Tips. Make sure to like, follow, share, and subscribe to all CTR Media Network platforms on social media, as well as download our CTR Media Network app on Roku TV, where you can watch us 24/7. Yes, if you do not have Roku, no worries. Just go to our website where we play 24/7 online television of our amazing podcasters throughout the day. 24/7, baby, 7 days a week. So make sure you go to ctrmedianetwork.com if you want to be interviewed by any of our podcasters, or you would like to become a sponsor of CTR Media Network and have your commercial or interview doing a virtual tour. Just click. Yes, just click the Contact Us feature and let us know what you would like, and we will get you started today.
Hey, everybody. How was everybody? This is the day that the Lord has made. We are rejoicing. And we're so glad that we're here tonight. I have a guest tonight, my husband, Dr. Roger Green Sr. He's going to be in the house today as we talk about wisdom as usual. And we're here today dropping pearls of true wisdom, giving you the tools that you need to live a victorious life. Again, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Wisdom Tips, where we dive into transformative power of wisdom. Tonight, we're going to be embarking on the journey of wisdom to change negative mindsets. Are you ready? I'm ready. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I want to introduce again my husband, Dr. Roger Green. How are you doing today?
Doing good.
Doing good?
Yeah.
Well, I am so glad that you joined me today. We're going to be talking again about wisdom to change negative mindsets. We were talking about that today, and it just kind of dropped in my spirit that maybe I should have him as a guest. He was just giving me a whole bunch of good tips of what I need to do, and even others when you have negative mindset. We were discussing about something that was going on in our life, and he mentioned something to me. Well, actually, I mentioned something to him. He said, "What did you say?" And I told him again. He said, "Well, that's a good topic to talk about." So I said, "Well, why don't you join me tonight?" So that's why we're here talking about negative mindset. So, Dr. Green, why don't you talk to us a little bit about negative mindset and what your thoughts is on negative mindset?
Well, first of all, I have to repent from the negative mindset that I had about coming on on the broadcast. I've been doing a lot of guessing this week on a lot of different platforms, but I thank God for the privilege of being able to sit beside my wife and engage in positive insights concerning wisdom. And so I just thank you for the opportunity.
So let's just dive right in about negative mindset. Okay, a lot of times when we think about negative mindset, it's often somebody that's grumpy, somebody's mean, or somebody you can't get through to, and they always have a bad, nasty attitude. But sometimes we have a negative attitude because of things that we've been through in the past. And we did a Facebook Live, for those of you that are on here that perhaps seen the Facebook Live on this week. We were talking about forgiveness, the importance of forgiving your family, your spouse, or your children, best friend, your employer, either your church leader. And we really had a very good topic about forgiveness. And we had so many people chiming in and making comments and stuff and asking us for different things. So we want to talk a little bit about the importance of having a positive mindset, because when you don't have a positive mindset, a lot of times it'd be very difficult for you to forgive. You want to talk about that?
Well, yeah, it is, because it's difficult to do anything with a negative mindset. And when I think of people with negative mindsets, I think about people who, in their mind, have difficulty accepting or realizing or experiencing winning behaviors and winning events in their lifestyle. So they become so negative that they can't fathom that they are actually winners. I like a book that was written by Les Brown entitled "It's Not Over Until I Win." So you can't become,
Very
as my
good
son,
book.
yes, my son always say, you can't be a winner in reality until you become a winner in mentality. So it's the mindset. Who or what is it that determines or drives your mindset? And you need to take some time to analyze, what's driving my thinking, what's driving my mindset, and what is my mindset? Do I have a winner's mindset, or do I have a loser's mindset, or do I have a mindset that maybe I'll win, maybe I'll lose, maybe I'm indifferent, and this kinds of thing. So I always tell people, you got to live intentional. You got to live intentional. Because a lot of things that we experience are things that we experience because we have accepted the notion of whatever comes my way, I have to deal with it. No. You have the opportunity to rewrite your narratives today. And so therefore, that kind of thinking or mindset really doesn't work in a contemporary society such as we have today, with all the information and knowledge that's available to us.
Well, Pastor, so many things that's been going on. Let's go all the way back to maybe the pandemic. I mean, a lot of stuff was going on even before the pandemic. But I noticed since the pandemic, I've seen a lot of negative attitudes, not only in families, but even when we went back to church, it was a lot of negative mindsets. When you go to the store, the hospitality wasn't like it used to be. When you go to restaurants, a lot of times the atmosphere was different from the way it was before the COVID. I mean, different as meaning it was hard to have someone wait on you. Sometimes you would have to wait an hour where it used to be 30 minutes. And now I realized a lot of times they said that when people came back into the restaurants, that there were a lot of people that didn't go back to work. Some of them went to colleges and some of them just decided they didn't want to go back. But before COVID, I noticed people was more friendlier and people wasn't as angry with one another. So much anger and stuff, I see out there now. And do you think that maybe that's why some of the negative attitudes that we're seeing is because of what we went through in 2020? I think it was 2020.
Well, yeah, but some people may not understand even yet the implications of the pandemic and what it meant and how their minds should be focused now post-pandemic. And so as a result, a lot of attitudes changed. A lot of people, some of them are doing things now that they didn't dare do before the pandemic because their mindset shifted into thinking just how short life can be. So a lot of it is how you perceive what happened. Remember, it's not always what happens to you as it is how you respond to what happened. And so what you're seeing is perhaps a negative response to a negative experience.
Yeah, and then when you think about it today that we live in now, everything is so expensive. People went back to work, a lot of them, and a lot of them wasn't making some of the best salaries. They made ends meet, but now even people that are making 5 and 6 figures are talking about how expensive things are in the supermarket, in the restaurants. I mean, we used to go to restaurants all the time. We had our favorite places, and me and you could eat for $8 and split the meal, and it was fine. And now everywhere we go, it's $15 a head. And then if you split a meal, it's like you just brought a children's meal because they cut back on the food. So I think sometimes when we have a lot of stuff not going on in the world at large, as well as the other things that we have going on, your job, your families, your health, it could be a lot of things that can contribute to a bad attitude. But what we want to talk about today is how changing your mindset can make you have a successful life, not only mentally and physically and psychologically, but overall. Because when you have a positive mindset, no matter what's going on in life or in the world, you can always find something good to think about and something good to thank God about. So just being here alive today on this broadcast, I give God praise. I give him glory because I didn't have to wake up this morning. I didn't have to be in my right mind. I could be in the hospital right now. And some of you out there could have been in the hospital as well, but not that
could have been dead and gone.
Yeah, dead and gone. And not only that, everybody go through bad attitudes. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's got to have a positive attitude 24/7. That wouldn't even be realistic because life is going to hit you. Things are going to happen. You may wake up in the morning and, a tragedy happened in your life or your family. And quite naturally, you're not going to be walking around smiling with a good attitude. Right. But I'm talking about a lifestyle. Having a lifestyle, no matter what is going on in your life, you can bounce back from a setback by just having a positive attitude. Caroline is a doctor. Her name is Caroline. I can't think of her last name, but she often talks about rewiring your mind. And during COVID, I was able to be introduced to her, and I began to listen to a lot of her information and start taking some of her classes, and it really inspired me because what she basically taught was how we can rewire our mind through scriptures. And it really, really blessed me. And I have taken some of her content because she has allowed, some of the people in her classes to do so, just to talk about, how important it is to have a positive mindset. And what she basically says is if we constantly have a negative mindset, you can actually damage your brain cells, and your brain cells will begin to die. If you don't have a positive attitude. If it's always negative. She took an example of two trees, a tree that's dead and one that's alive. The one that is dead, the limbs are not going to ever come back because the leaves are dead, because nobody watered it, nobody nurtured it. So when we don't water it and we don't nurture our brain, then we can cause damage in our brain, and it can be so toxic to those brain cells, will not grow back if you're constantly talking about negative things. So it's so important to talk about positive things and rewire your brain. And how do you do that? By talking negative all day long, even when you don't feel good. To get up in the morning, whether it's affirmations, scriptures is what I love. I get up every morning at 5 o'clock and I'm reading scriptures and I'm talking positive because I read the scriptures, and the scriptures always give me the antidote to my problem. Because it's a Bible that we go to and we read. It's our roadmap, as I call it. It's my roadmap for life. So when it's something I don't quite understand, something that I'm going through, if the doctor's giving me a bad diagnosis, I go to the scripture and I see what the scripture is going to say. So that's why I know for a matter of fact that you can change your brain cells. Because when I start going through the classes with Caroline, I remember, where I couldn't remember stuff. It was around COVID time, and I had got so stressed out I couldn't hardly remember my name. I couldn't remember when I put my phone down where it was. I couldn't think, and I was telling my husband, I may need to go to the doctor. I think something's going on with my brain. And I did go to the doctor, and I found out that I was just getting older. And she said, when you get a little older, you're going to forget your keys and that and other. Yeah, you have senior moments, but when you get to the point where it's like that every single day, something is wrong. And what I found out, it was just simply stress. And I had to pull away, turn off that TV, because the TV during COVID time was so negative. Everybody was dying. They was showing horrible pictures, and it was saying all this crazy stuff. So I chose to turn off the television and just get in the Word of God. And within 2 or 3 months, my brain was completely healed. So, Pastor, you want to share a little bit more about some of the things that you have experienced, and maybe others that you know that you've ministered to over the ministry of your time, because you're a pastor.
Well,
So you want to share some things?
I can only talk about what I experienced as an individual. When I think about how many people actually lost their lives during COVID and how God spared me and allowed me to still be here,
Yes.
it changes my mindset instantaneously, because I realized that God didn't have to leave me here. I could have been one of those that are dead and gone because of the COVID situation. And so it keeps me positive to know that God loves me enough to leave me here, in spite of the millions of people. We're not talking about no couple hundred people who died during COVID. We're talking about millions of people who died, but yet God waited through all of them and left you here. There should be some thought given to God. What purpose do I serve that you should leave me here? And so as a result, I need to fulfill that purpose. And I can't believe that it is a negative purpose. It has to be a positive outcome that God is seeking through the life that he is allowed to remain. And so therefore, I'm excited. I have nothing to be negative about when I look at the totality of the situation and my lifestyle. I have nothing to be sad about, because it is of his mercies that I have not been consumed. And I realize that, and I'm thankful. All right.
So how can people that have had trauma in their life, or disappointments, betrayal, maybe broken marriages, even cancer in their body, how can you tell somebody that's going through right now to be negative when they're going through hell, so to speak? What can help them?
Well,
what is the first thing they could do probably to change that mindset around?
Well, the first thing you can do is not blame God for your situation, because God always knew aforetime where you would be today and what you would be going through on today. Oftentimes we look at our situations as punishment and not opportunities for growth. But oftentimes we don't grow through the good times. We grow through the hard times. The hard times are the things that generate growth in our mindset, in our ability, in our outlook, because we make sure that we don't want to repeat those things again. So that's one thing that can help you develop a positive mindset. I like how Job put it when he lost everything in a single day.
Job?
In Job, yes.
Everybody don't know
in the
who that
Bible.
is. It's in the Bible.
It was a biblical character of his time, but he was a man that God stipulated as being righteous in all of his ways. But yet he lost everything he had in one day. He lost his children, he lost his wealth, he lost his health, he lost everything significant in one day. And then he had a negative suggestion that came from his wife that said, "You ought to curse God and die." And so he says to her, "You sound like a foolish woman. Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Though he's given me a negative experience, I still trust him." Positive outlook. And so that's what we have to understand, is that we need to have a positive outlook from even the negative things that happen to us, because God is going to bring something positive out of it.
And then he also did something else by praising God. He rent his clothes.
shaved his head, rolls himself in dust and ashes. Mm-hmm.
And he said,
now this, for those of you who don't know, is a technique of repenting from something that was done wrong before God. So here we find this man whom God have said to the devil,
mm-hmm.
have you tried my servant Job? He is a man who is upright in all of his ways, a man who escheweth evil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so yet, even though he experienced this, he had a positive outlook. Though he slay me, I'm still trusting that he's going to bring me out of it. He's going to bring me through it. And that's what we often say. If God brought you to it, he can bring you through it.
And he began to worship the Lord.
Even his friends accused him of evil. Accused him of doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And yet he didn't kick them to the curb. He prayed for them. And when he prayed for them, God delivered him.
And I think that's a wonderful story when it comes to forgiveness. Forgiveness. He forgave his friends. Even the Bible said that to pray for his friends. And once he prayed for his friends, the ones that thought that he was in the wrong, the ones who thought that God was punishing him, and they talked negative to him while he was sick, God, in the end, told God to pray for your friends. And when he did that, God gave him his captivity and gave him what? Double for his trouble.
That's right.
He was more rich, he had more children, and he became prosperous, and the rest is history. So sometimes when we go through stuff, we want to blame other people, or sometimes we want to blame God, and we're just angry. But if we just can praise God in the midst of the storm, praise him in the midst of, even Jesus gave us examples, when it was out there on the water and the people tried to wake Jesus up. He was laying on a pillow, they said, and they said, Lord, do you want us to perish here in the storm? Jesus was asleep when it was going on. He wasn't scared. He knew what was going on because it was God. And he began to show them who he was by just speaking to the water, and the waters, the waves and everything stopped. So when you're going through the storms of life, just know God is real. All you have to do is go to sleep. Don't worry about it. I know sometimes people say, what you mean don't worry about it? You don't know what I'm going through. Oh, yeah, I know, I can imagine. I may not have your story, but I have a story too. But you got to start learning how to believe God. And as we believe God and as we trust God, we can build up our faith. Built up faith actually will help you with the negative mindset that you have, because you're no longer trusting in yourself. Once you start trusting in God, then you won't be afraid, and you won't have that anxiety. You won't have that negativity spirit, because you don't have a reason to. Because if you believe God and you have faith to believe that he's able to do exceedingly abundantly and more than he can ever ask or think, according to the power that works in us, then you shouldn't have any negative attitudes. So, that's one of the secrets of having a positive attitude. Turning it over to Jesus. Sometimes we want to make plans for our life, but God said, I have a plan for you. He has the plan. So sometimes we got to turn our plan around, because it's not God's plan if it's not working.
That was a reality. That was a reality in my life.
All right, talk about it.
Listen, I'm not living anything I thought I was going to be doing, because God had a different plan, and I got the opportunity to make a choice on which plan I wanted to follow. And so God said, you can go willingly and enjoy the trip.
Amen.
Or you can come screaming and kicking, but nevertheless, you're going. And so as a result, I opted to do it God's way. And it's been a wonderful trip, a wonderful journey. As we say in Christendom, I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now. But at the same time, I always try to keep a positive attitude, a positive outlook. I tell people all the time, please do not be moved by what you see in front of you right now, because your situation is changing even as we speak. The earth doesn't stop rotating because of what you're going through.
Absolutely.
All right.
And even me, Pastor, what I'm doing now, it's not what I wanted to do.
We had other plans.
Yeah, I was a gymnast. I was one of the best in my school. And they wanted me to go to the Olympics. and I was a great dancer, and I wanted to be on Broadway, dancing, doing ballet dancing. All those things that I wanted, God turned it around to what He wanted me to do. And so God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Wipe your tears. We ain't got no time with tears. That's what I normally say when we close out. We got to be about God's business. All right. So now we're getting ready to go to a break. And when we come back, we're going to give you the wisdom tips. Thank you so much. And stay tuned, and please share, and tell somebody, tell a friend so they can tune into wisdom tips. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I get back.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com. Welcome back to Wisdom Tips. If you're just joining us, we've been talking about wisdom to change negative mindset. And I have a special guest today, my husband, Dr. Roger Green Sr. He's been with me. And I will hope you do go back and look at the replay because it was amazing, talking about mindsets, the importance of a wonderful mindset. So let's go on to our wisdom tips today. Wisdom tip number 1, show gratitude when you win or when you lose. I know we don't have that on the screen, but show gratitude. Sometimes when you have wins, you don't even say thank you, Jesus. You just sometimes I think people think they did it all by themselves, but if it wasn't for the goodness of Jesus, you couldn't do nothing. Tip number 2, be hopeful when you lose. Be hopeful when you lose. So in other words, if you lose, you're still a winner. Because maybe God had you to lose because He got something better for you. So be hopeful when you lose. Number 3, in everything give thanks, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I often talk about this a lot. We got to be grateful. We got to thank God. We don't know what God doing sometimes. Sometimes it don't make no sense. Sometimes I get on my knees and I say, Lord, now that didn't make no sense, but I trust you. Go ahead and trust Him now. Tip number 4. Don't try to fake it till you make it. I know people say that a lot. I've even said it before, but I really didn't know what I was saying. I was saying it because everybody else was saying it. But, don't fake it till you make it. Be authentic.
If you ain't making it, admit you ain't making it and try again. Amen. Now I'm going to let my husband, Dr. Roger Green, Sr., share with us tip number 5.
Tip number 5 is have a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. There's some people that are stuck because they don't have a growth mindset. They don't have a mindset of elevation or growing higher and greater than they are now. Always have a growth mindset. Always seek to grow from whatever you experience, from whatever you go through. Seek to grow from it so that you don't repeat the same mistake again. And so as a result, you can have the mindset of winning. Now, I may not win all the time, but it ain't gonna be because it's not in my mind. It's not gonna be because I don't want to win. I'm gonna be desperately trying to win at everything I put my hand to. That's why I'm a little selective about what I undertake, because I realize, if I put my name on my brand, my name is my brand. When I put my name on it, I don't want it coming away sloppy. So if you don't want that, and you don't want to keep a positive attitude about whatever it is you're embarking, then don't do it. Don't do it. And so as a result, keep a winning mindset. Always find a way to pivot whatever you experience into a good outcome or great outcome. And so that's my take on that number 5. Have a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset. There are some people that even COVID couldn't change their mindset. They were so staunch in their mindset and in their thinking. But then there were some who came to a realization and now are all about the change and growth. And so the question is, which one will you be? And you have to make your decision. And we're asking you to do it based upon principles of wisdom.
Thank you. That was powerful, honey. I love that. And thanks to you again for tuning in to Wisdom Tips. Please join us again next Thursday, same time, same station at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Thursdays. We would love to have you. And please share this broadcast so we can monetize this platform. I love you to life. And before we close out, I want you all to say happy birthday to Brooke, who is manager of my back office.
Yes.
Come on, somebody put it in the chat. Happy birthday, Brooke. We love you.
Love you.
I couldn't do this without Brooke and others that have helped me, and my son, Roger Green Jr. Both of them are amazing. I couldn't do this without him and the good Lord. So again, thank you so much. Remember, we ain't got no time for tears and fears, because wisdom is a principal thing. And all that get an understanding so you can live a victorious life. Goodbye, everyone. I'll see you next week.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? Wasn't that a great episode? Make sure that you tune in to get all of those amazing wisdom tips. And if you did not have a chance to write them down, go back and write down those wisdom tips. So right now, we are speaking and talking and sharing CTR Media Network podcasters, and we are also enjoying so many different podcasting shows on CTR Media Network for International Podcast Day. Yes, International Podcast Day. This is in celebration of all the content creators worldwide that are making a positive, yes, I said positive, not negative, impact on the world. And so I am super duper happy to be here with you on today. I am Dr. Tina J. Ramsay, host of the Tina Ramsay Show. And right now I am hosting CTR Media Network Live. Yes, this is a way in which we share our podcasters and get them out to maximize their visibility, to maximize their reach, and also to help change the world for the better. This is International Podcast Day. So we would like to give a great big shout out to all the podcasters in the world. But did you know that if you are aspiring to become a podcaster, did you know that you can be a co-host on one or more of our podcast shows that are currently airing right now? We have select shows that are offering co-hosting opportunities. If you would like to start, or if you would like to become a co-host and do not want to start your own podcast, but prefer being a host on a podcast that's already up and running, then reach out to ctrmedianetwork.com and go to our website and click the Contact Us feature. I know that you're enjoying all these podcast shows that we have. So if you want to be a guest, if you are a podcaster, entrepreneur, a coach, an author, a business owner, nonprofit, whatever the case may be, if you need more visibility or you desire for more people to hear about your message, then come on over to CTR Media Network today. Click the Contact Us tab on CTR Media Network and click to be a featured guest. You can enjoy a CTR Media Network virtual tour where you can hop on over to various different podcast shows on our network, or you can just select one. Get in where you fit in. Did you know that you can advertise with us? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. As long as it's family friendly, you can advertise with us. So if you have that next book, that next service, product, business, that launch, that course, then come on over to advertise with us. We have budget-friendly, cost-effective, premium service to share your message with the world. Yes, 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 and yes. So make sure to tune in tomorrow. Yes, tune in tomorrow on our CTR Media Network podcasters platform, because tomorrow I have the opportunity to co-host on the She Trucking podcast. I'm doing the takeover, baby, and I am going to be sharing with you some of the amazing things that's happening in the She Trucking community with over 30,000 members going strong. You're going to meet Mr. Scott and Dr. John. Yes, so make sure that you tap on in at 7 p.m. on Sunday, EST. That's EST. What we're going to do right now, we are going to take another break. Yes, we're going to take another break, and we're going to come back with Dr. Mary Zenith. She is going to give us help on our children's intellect. Yes, children intelligence. I'm sorry. Our children's intelligence. She's going to talk to us about that. So after this commercial break, we'll be right back soon.
Aluva Life Greens actually started for me when I was 23 years old. I went out and bought a $400 industrial juicer, and I started juicing every single week. And I hated it. It took so much time, it cost money, and it was a process. That's when I started making the Life Greens product. It truly is the one drink that you should take every day for the rest of your life.
My name is Amy, and I absolutely love fitness. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and a professional makeup artist. Eating healthy is not the easiest thing. We get so busy in our lives, it's really hard to take the time to eat healthy and to eat right. My absolute favorite thing about this product is that they combine reds, greens, and probiotics in one mix. You put it in your water and you shake it up and voila, it's so easy and it tastes amazing. You'll feel a difference. Then you start believing that you really can change and that you can actually feel better.
Our CTR Media Network sponsors.
A special shout out to our platinum sponsors, Eleanor and Leroy Mason from happyandhealthy.global. Happyandhealthy.global is a health and nutrition business that educates and provides essential natural wellness products to build your health and wealth. To find out more of what they have to offer to you, go to happyandhealthy.global.
Thank you to our CTR Media Network sponsors. To learn more about our sponsors and CTR Media Network, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
Hi, my name is Muffy, and I want to encourage more kids to read. I am the star of King's very first book, King the Dream. King taught me how to read and he can teach you too. Let's read together with King the Dream Storybook. The future looks bright for young learners everywhere. Our goal is to inspire 1 million kids to read. Will you help us reach our goal by purchasing the King the Dream Storybook? It's located on King Can Read website, www.kingcanread.com.
Hello, my name is Alethea Tucker, and I am the CEO of Jolie's Enterprises. I'm also the host of a show entitled Reinvent and Rise, and the host of a podcast entitled Leveling Up the Podcast with Alethea Tucker. I recently had the distinct pleasure of working with Tina Ramsay and CTR Media Network in one of her programs where she taught me how to get exposure for my podcast. She increased my visibility tremendously, and she showed me how to monetize both of my shows to make them revenue-generating products. I am so ecstatic and so happy with the service that she and her staff provided to me. She went above and beyond what I expected, and I certainly got far more than I ever dreamed I would get with her. So I highly recommend her for any of her programs. I highly recommend her as someone to go to if you are looking to increase what you do with your podcast, make it better. If you're looking to get visibility, definitely speak with her. You will not go wrong with her or anyone on her staff.
The world is hurting right now, and it's time to rise up. As we lift ourselves up in body, mind, and spirit, we can reach out to others and be a light in a sea of darkness. Welcome to the Movement for Global Health with your host, Dr. Mary Zenit.
Another important concept for parents to grasp is intelligence. Typically, we've thought of intelligence as reflected in an IQ, verbal, mathematical, and overall performance. In 1983, Howard Gardner introduced the concept of multiple intelligence. Educators have embraced the concept, and with multiple intelligences, have found ways to more effectively understand and impact children's lives. The same is true of parents. We understand our kids, and we know that a one-size-fits-all approach to education is like putting a square peg in a round hole and will only lead to frustration and often to low self-esteem. Each of our children has unique learning styles. Gardner proposed there are 8 intelligences, and it is possible for each child to exhibit more than one. The intelligences include visual spatial, verbal linguistic, interpersonal, that means relates well to others and tends to resolve conflicts well, intrapersonal, aware of their own emotions and are excellent in self-awareness, logical, mathematical, musical, body kinesthetic, naturalistic. At another time, we will dive into each one of these, but for now, think about this. Your child may be operating with nonverbal gifts and skills like musical or body kinesthetic. And we may be focused on their ability to solve math problems or read. Instead, tell your child that you love him or her and you're proud of him or her, and your child will feel lovable with all their gifts and strengths. Part of our role as parents is to balance encouraging messages with constructive ones to guide and direct behavior. But offer all messages in a helpful, non-judgmental way. Aim your comments at the behavior rather than the child. As you learn more about your child's learning styles, you may learn more about yourself, and that will help both of you. We will see you soon. That's a lot to think about. Have a wonderful day.
And that is the end of the talks with Dr. Mary Zena. She was actually helping us to understand and also help our children with the various different learning styles. So make sure to tune in. This is International Podcast Day. Yes, this is International Podcast Day. I am your host, Dr. Tina J. Ramsay, baby. And we are in the building today to help honor and celebrate our amazing podcast. So what we're going to do right now, we have Beauty for Ashes with Tracy Holmcrombie that you can watch right now, and we are going to be sharing this amazing episode that is now broadcasting on CTR Media Network. And for those shows that you did not see that have been airing 24/7, I need you guys to make sure that you tap in. Yes, tap in to all of this amazingness, because we still want you to go check out Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast, the Tina Ramsay show. We want you to check out the Anna L. Brothers show. It was so many that the day was just not long enough. So make sure that you go tap in to all of our podcasting shows. And matter of fact, before I actually go, because this is officially going to be one of our last episodes, make sure to tap into CTRMediaNetwork.com. Yes, CTRMediaNetwork.com. And you can watch the Tina Ramsay show, She Trucking, King Can Read, which is now he just turned 5. You can go check him out, and every book that you purchase will go towards his tuition. You can also watch the 8 Figure Talks podcast. You can watch the Sheila C. Hill show, Movement for Global Health by Dr. Mary Zenith. You can watch the Empower Crown Up podcast by Brittany Petty. You can watch the Melanated Homeschooling Families podcast, the Michael Finkley show, the Kim Jacobs show, Beauty for Ashes, which we're going to close out with, Wisdom Tips, which you just saw. You can watch Nonprofit CEO with Tiffany D. Bell. You can also watch Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast. You can also watch Boss Lady Star podcast. You can watch Leveling Up the podcast with Dr. Alethea Tucker. You can watch The Mother's Place by Shayna Asby. You can watch Book Talks with Sandy, Coffee's Conversations with Sandy and Friends. You can watch the Speak Easy podcast with Constance Woolard and her amazing co-host. You can watch Hush No More Champions by Dr. Vanessa Geiston. You can watch Sweet Blessings by Anna L. Brothers Show. And you can also watch the Dr. Liddy show. Yes, the Dr. Liddy show, which she's going to be talking about money mindset. So make sure to tune in to all those shows, as well as the Homeschooling Interactive Magazine podcast and Men Thoughts. Yes, and we will be bringing back Hello Everybody podcast very, very soon. So make sure to tap on in. And if you would like to be a sponsor of CTR Media Network, just simply go to CTRMediaNetwork.com and tap the Contact Us tab and send in your request, because we would love to partner with you. On that note, have a great, amazing rest of your day. And thank you to all the podcasters who are here on this earth to make a positive impact. We ain't talking about the other people who, doing that other kind of stuff, but we talking about all the podcasters that want to make a positive impact in the world. So on that note, you guys have a great, amazing rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow on the She Trucking Podcast. Bye.
worldwide reach for mental health. You've been in a lot of forums and I'll call it some symposiums and forums with people from South Africa. Tell us a little bit about what you've had going on, because I've tuned into some of the amazing platforms with them that you're sharing and the work that you're doing over there. And we're going to talk about the water. We're going to talk about so much. So let us first start with where you are with your global outreach with Africa. Dr. Elena, you're on mute.
Okay, my apologies. So yes, definitely, as you mentioned, we are global. We have ambassadors that are in South Africa. We have them in England. We have them in Kenya, all over. We also have a geographical map that we have on our website that lists the different companies that have collaborated with us, and globally. And so with the South Africa, we have a lot of information that we give them because they are wanting to learn. They're getting on board with wanting to give resources to the people over there. So the leaders and different companies come together and they have their own forums. And so what they're trying to do is to educate the people over in South Africa as well. Certain regions over there that they're really wanting to get the information out. So this is what we do. They collaborate with Miracle Mind Global to help, because it's a process when it comes to, the working globally, especially when you're talking about, the big continent of Africa, because of going all the way back to the beginning. It's a lot of work that has to be done. And so that is what we do with them, because education is so important. People perish for lack of knowledge. And so that's what we do. We break the mind down and we explain to them, okay, how do certain things in your brain work when you're having certain thoughts, when you're feeling a certain way? Because many times people just go to a psychiatrist, psychologist, and they just get a prescription, but they don't quite understand where it's coming from. When you have a physical ailment, the doctor's going to give you a diagnosis. If you have a broken bone, they're going to give you an x-ray and say, hey, this is what's happening. They're going to explain it. They're going to probably give you pamphlets for you can study. But when it comes to the mind, they don't do that. So that's where we come in.
You know what? That's funny. You should even mention that or say that. This is so necessary. And I think I ran a video about that. Like it was a hospital room setting, and how why is it so essential that so many people are, taken care of in that way when you have a broken leg or a broken arm. But if you have a mental, break in your mental health, or you have a mental issue or a challenge that you're dealing with, why is it that that's not so acceptable? I've talked a lot in my chats, I think on some of my previous podcasts, about the fact that, once someone goes into a hospital per se, and you've probably diagnosed them, and because you are a counselor, and you've given them some medication or a prescription, or if they even spend some time in a facility and they happen to come back into the community, they're not welcome like someone that might have been in the hospital for a surgery of some sort, whether it be surgery on hypothetically open heart surgery, or just for cancer, or just for some breast, maybe an augmentation, whatever the case may be. Everyone's coming over with the plates, the dinner. How can I help? Hey, cars, balloons, all of this. What is that stigma about, that once someone enters back into the community, maybe after a 72-hour hold, perhaps, and now people are looking at them like that is so crazy? They're saying that word to themselves and like, that's scary. And is it that they just don't know what to say, what to do? Or is it just that it's just so new that you don't hear of it as often as you would hear about those other hospital admittance?
Well, I want to make sure I'm clear and understanding, what you're saying as far as releasing individuals that have been diagnosed within 72-hour period, the hold that the hospital, and that's normally the time frame.
Well, I did just, yes, say for instance, someone did have to go,
You were muted, so I didn't hear the last part.
I was saying, yes, maybe someone had an attempt, for instance, and they went into the hospital for any reason. But when they come out, there's not a welcoming. There's no committee. There's no balloons. There's no cars. There's no food. No one's, so I want to hear your aspect, because I know you've probably had some diagnosis, or you've had some people to come into, or that could happen, that you may have had to have that type of experience with, perhaps. And I'm going to mute now so you can talk.
Absolutely. That is why I wanted to make sure that I was on the same page with your question. Basically, it is the system. And that is why Miracle Mind Global exists, because I've been in this industry almost 20 years and I know how it works. And, it's just a recurring cycle. They go in, they come out. There's no one there. Literally, there's not a plan. We create a plan of actions. People want resources. They want information. You cannot just do an assessment and then write a prescription and release individuals who's going to say they're going to take the medication. Okay. So again, that's where you have to have programs. You have to collaborate, and you have to have teams, so they can have someone. It's like a community. So once they're out there, that's why they start going downhill. Not all of them, just some, so this is what we do. We create that community for them. It's like having a supermarket. You want to go and you go to the vegetable section, you go to the meat section, whatever you're looking for, it's there. Okay. And so we provide those services for mental health. We just bring in individuals who can provide those services, because we all can't do everything. And so again, it takes a team, but it is so important that what you just mentioned is elaborated on even more, because that's why you have the homelessness here so bad, and not just in Atlanta, but other major cities. LA is oh my gosh, Oakland, because they have not implemented the mental health programs like they should be. Yes, you do have state programs, you have the county programs, you have the federal programs. But again, we're talking about the system. Whenever you have the system, you are literally going along with their system and what they say. If you want something to work, you basically have to build it yourself.
I like that idea, because that's what we both did. Okay. And I do like the fact that what you're saying about the plethora of resources that Miracle Mind Global, I like the fact that how you're explaining it's kind of like a la carte. You know what I mean? Like you take what you really need and you have so many people that add. And it also goes to, I always use this phrase about, even biblical term, about we being one body with different members. You know what I mean? So we're all one body in this, but we just have different functions in the body. So let's talk about some of the stuff we're going to be doing, because it's about to be a takeover, a hostile mental health takeover, because we have to do something. We're in crisis. We've been in crisis. The crisis just didn't start with my son or with your husband. The crisis has been going on a long time. And not only just about suicide, but just mental health heightening because of everybody now that has a gun. If they're mentally incapable of having one or not, that's kind of like being the go-to assessment by the police and everyone. It's mental health related, or they have had some kind of mental health record. So I want you to address that, because you just also had on your show some information about with your summit. About like the gangs and different things happening. I'm going to mute now so that you can talk about that.
basically what we're doing is we are providing information. We're coming up with a plan of action for individuals within the community, corporations, or wherever you are. That's what we are pretty much, focusing on, whoever needs the assistance. And so we have workshops through the month of May because of it being Mental Health Awareness Month. But in our field, Mental Health Awareness Month is every day. But to represent and to support that, we are having workshops every Sunday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And so we have team members that are, providing information, resources based on their particular skill. And so, basically our goal is, and our mission is to empower individuals and communities to achieve optimal mental health and their well-being through a comprehensive approach. That includes mental health education, which is so important, mindset coaching, youth violence prevention. There's a lot of violence among our communities, with our youth. Grief support. Many people are grieving because of what's going on. And also counseling. Some people need counseling. People are grieving when it comes to divorce. So many situations that people don't realize they're grieving. So they're acting out. Also, gang activity awareness, signs to look for when it comes to your children to see if they're in a gang, because so many parents are so focused on their daily duties, their occupation, being a mother. If you're a single mother, are you at work and are you able to watch your children, your sons, your daughters? You're at work. So summertime is approaching. And so this is another reason why it's so important that we offer this information. And mental health crisis intervention training, which is, what Tracy is basically, and you do all of the others as well when it comes to mental health. It is important that we allow people to understand that training is so important. There are some people who want to be on the other side, of helping and assisting and say, hey, if there's a situation such as what happened in Atlanta a week or two ago, the gentleman just missed his appointment. And from what I understood, he went 30 days without his medication. So now he's spending the rest of his life in prison because there was no one there to literally guide him, to make sure that he followed through. Parents are so overwhelmed. The families are overwhelmed with what's going on. And a lot of times it trickles from the top. Family members are also diagnosed. So there you have a whole household of individuals that are diagnosed with certain mental health illnesses. So who's there to help them? So we recognize that mental health is a complex issue that requires a multifaceted approach. Through our workshops, our goal is we aim to provide individuals with the tools and resources that they need to navigate their challenges that they may face related to mental health violence, grief, and other related issues. So we are committed to creating a safe and supportive environment where individuals can learn, share, and grow together. But our main goal is to break down barriers and reduce stigma surrounding mental health issues while promoting positive changes and beliefs that by working together, we create a world where everyone has access to the resources and support they need to achieve optimal mental health and well-being. So, that again, I can't say it any more than how I've stated it. As my passion, if I can help one person, because so many people are crying out. And as you mentioned, Tracy, it's going to literally get worse before it gets better. The economy status, what's going to happen, they're saying on the 11th, if the government doesn't have it together and they don't have a plan, people are going to lose their jobs. And when you're talking about taking, money out of your pocket, you can't buy food, put food on the table, you can't pay your bills, people are going to lose it. So it is so important that we get out there in the trenches, roll our sleeves up, meet them where they are.
Well, I do like that fact, and I do like that piece of information, because now the way the world is changing, that would put a lot of stress on anyone. On the very, very middle class, we're already under enough stress in the communities because of all the other things that alter, I guess I'm just not going to say the middle class. Everyone is under stress right now. But when it touches different in already probably impoverished communities and in areas that are, underprivileged and things like that. And so there is no way they can afford the system to have a break in it without them breaking, without them breaking.
Right. That is.
And so
You're muted.
Oh, yes. So I'm also very, very excited about all the collaborative efforts. Now, for all of you guys wondering, we have to keep muting and unmuting because we don't want this episode to be echoed. So it's not that we're not so ready for this, because I've been excited, but these are some of the things that happens with technology. It is what it is. The show goes on and it's going to be heard. The enemy tries a lot of little tricky stuff, but no weapon formed against this show gonna prosper. So I want y'all to know. So everybody that's listening, just know we have to give each other that because of the background noise sometimes. So I just want to continue to talk about what we're here to share. Tell me this. You were with the commissioner. Was that with I think it was DeKalb County today or something like that? I'm going to mute so you can answer that question. Tell me what y'all was talking about today.
Yes, that was with the DeKalb County Commissioner, and what they basically are doing is talking about, programs and coming up with solutions. As I mentioned, a plan of action. Summertime, as I mentioned, is approaching. So, we have the violence. So one of the main topics was, what are we going to do? What are the solutions when it comes to the gangs, the youth violence, mental health? So we're just collaborating, coming up with a plan. And so that is basically what the meeting was about. And so when I got the last minute call, you're needed at the table. I'm like, huh? Okay, what's going on? And so I literally had to drop everything and just get there, because not only are they looking for assistance in certain areas, they're realizing that they cannot do it by themselves, because again, you have the crisis centers. Yes, we even had a lady there who was representing. But as I mentioned to her, I've worked with them as well, and I know how the revolving door works, and that doesn't work. So you have to have another system. And again, it's something different. Everybody doesn't want to go the same route. It may not work for everyone. So, that's what Miracle Mind Global does. When we talk about the POA, which is the plan of action, we are creating resources so that people can have something that they can take with them. Work information, not just talking about it. They're going to have contacts. They're going to have people that they're going to be able to contact 24/7, along with the information that they're going to take home. It's like you're in school, you're in high school, you're in college, and you are having a teacher that is there for you, someone that is going to be on call, someone that is giving you information, and you're going to have a workbook. You're going to have not just a pamphlet, but we're giving information. We're having CDs. We're having all types of information that these individuals can take with them so that they can understand specifically when it comes to certain things they're experiencing, such as violence, youth violence, such as gangs, such as grief. What are you grieving? Are you going through a divorce? Have you lost a loved one? People grieve when they lose their jobs. People grieve when they have no money. So we are breaking all of those things down, and we're putting them all together in one package so that they can take that with them, and that they will be able to have that along with them.
Well, I tell you, we gotta save the world one day at a time, don't we? We got so much work to do. We have so much work to do. It's been so blessed. So if you all don't know, this is one of Joy Inside Tears collaborators. We have a mental health collaboration. This is once again Dr. Lena Clark, who represents Miracle Mind Global. She is the CEO of Miracle Mind Global LLC, and she provides this is who someone, if you want to know about some counseling, this is one of the people that's on my website. You click on there, finding resources. She would be the one that you would be getting your resource from for counseling. She has a plethora of information. She has a lot of people, staffed and ready, like we say, the helpline. We have the helpline with Miracle Mind Global. We have counselors. You have just all type of staffing that's available for you. And what we provide is the resources, support. We provide advocacy. We're providing educational training and counseling as well. With Joy Inside Tears, and hers is even more advanced in all of the outreach that she does, because again, it's a global effort. And with us working together for one common goal, we are one. So it's almost so amazing to make sure that we can't stress enough that you're here in the Georgia area. It doesn't matter where all the information can reach, wherever you need to go. I'm going to bring Dr. Lena back on. I'm going to unmute and let's talk a little bit more about what you want to have, what you're doing and where you're going for as our future commitments and obligations.
Yes, again, thank you so much for this opportunity, Tracy. Basically, where we're going, mental health and Miracle Mind Global, that is our main focus. Again, we have all of those other titles under there, but everything starts with the mind. And so this is what we're doing. We are literally in the mode of traveling with the tour and within the city, starting home first, other cities, wherever we're led to go. And we also don't leave out the spiritual perspective as well. We have individuals that are trained also that, say, for instance, if there's a crisis, they're licensed. All of our professionals are licensed. And so they're able to go to the situation to kind of help diffuse what's going on, de-escalate situations, talk them out of whatever they're going through. And so, taking their peer support programs on the road. And so that is what we're working on right now. We also have a alkaline water that Miracle Mind Global, well, it's separate, but it's Imbue Alkaline LLC. And so a lot of our individuals, we also offer information when it comes to your health and your eating habits, because many people don't understand that when we consume certain things in our body, that affects our mind as well, such as how are you eating? What are you putting in your body? And summertime is coming. Are you drinking enough water? When you don't drink enough water, your body is dehydrated, correct? So when your body is dehydrated, your body is 75% water, your brain is 85% water. And many people don't know that your brain shrinks when your body is dehydrated. And so what that does is that affects your way of thinking. And people wonder, why do I have these headaches? Well, are you drinking enough water? So, a lot of our individuals, especially in the Black and Brown communities, deal with a lot of, diabetic clinics. They're not drinking water. They're drinking a lot of sodas, sugar, just being transparent. And so we need to be mindful, what we're consuming. So those are some of the things that we're working on to better help individuals. We also have the Mind Vitamin that will be coming out soon as well, because, helping with your memory, your way of thinking, to enhance certain things that you are missing within your body. But everything that we're bringing out and everything that we're introducing, which will be launching in the next month or so, will be geared around the mind, because again, everything starts with the mind. That's the engine. And without that running properly, you can't go anywhere.
Well, that says it all. And I am so thankful that you came on. I'm so thankful that you had the time to share, because again, we're all busy. I like that you're never too busy for me, and you're never too busy to come on and say something and speak a word to the masses of what God has placed on our hearts and our minds to do. And we're just so blessed and fortunate to take this journey together, I'm sure, because it's for a great cause. This is not even about us. So it's not that we want to just have these platforms. This platform, neither one of us this too heavy for someone else to carry. Obviously, God knew who he was giving this to, because we both have, once again, are lost survivors to suicide. So there is no reason for us to just want to be sitting here without a purpose and mission for mental health, period. Mental health and suicide prevention. We are adamant about helping any way we can in the community and in the world and in our just in our at home. It starts, like Dr. Lena said, start here, and we would go wherever we need to go to make sure that this mission is heard. Now, before we close, I want to know if there's anything else that you would like to add. And I'm, again, so grateful and that you took the time out to come on and speak to your sister. So let you say something. I'm going to mute, and then we'll end the show.
Again, thank you. So, I want to share with the listeners that they can go on Amazon.com to get a copy of the book, as you mentioned, that shares my story. It's titled An Amazing Mind. In the book, there are a lot of resources, information. People don't understand that there are over 100 mental health illnesses. And so what we do is we share that information, not all of it, but we do give information so people can understand, because you have to have an understanding. When you understand something, you are more comfortable and you know how to deal with it versus to not knowing. So with all the resources that we have now, you have Google, you have Yahoo, so many platforms that you can utilize. Everyone has some type of electronic device. Now you have AI, artificial intelligence, that can basically come up or write anything that's needed. So again, take the time to learn. If you're struggling with mental health issues or a loved one, especially within your family, pay attention. There are signs to look for that sometimes we often miss because we get so caught up in what we're doing on a regular basis. Take the time to take care of yourself. Self-care is so important when it comes to, not just women, but men also. We are so consumed in taking care of others. But if you're not well yourself, how can you take care of someone else? So those are some of the things that I would like to leave, and also leaving our toll-free number, which is the 24-hour hotline, and that's 844-442-6463. Again, that's 844-442-6463. And again, thank you so much, Tracy, for this awesome opportunity to be on your show. It was awesome.
I'm going to put the numbers 844-4, is it 62? 844-4, yeah, because I put a number up here, 844. All right, I wanted to make sure I had the number right, and I also want to go back to adding Dr. Lena's book, An Amazing Mind, is on Amazon.com. It's by Dr. Lena G. Clark. I also want to just state to you all, if you or someone you know are experiencing a crisis, call 988 or visit 988lifeline.org. If you or someone you know, anyone, are experiencing a crisis, dial 988 or visit 988lifeline.org. I want to thank you once again for coming on. Love you so much. Check out the book, An Amazing Mind. Also, we want you to just tune in to what we have coming up next. We'll always be sharing. Her platform, once again, is Miracle Mind Global Network, is www.miraclemindglobal.com. She's on Facebook, Dr. Lena G. Clark. She's also on Instagram at Miracle Mind Global. So please, if there's anything you should need, reach out to her. You can go to joyinsidetears.com. We also have her LinkedIn on our website. Thank you so much. This is Joy Inside Tears CEO and the podcaster, Tracy Howell-Crumby, Beauty for Ashes with Tracy. Thank you so much for sharing this Saturday afternoon with us, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you and take care. All right.
I just loaded up my paint and sip class on Community, and 5 people have already signed up for it.
What class are you talking about? Yes, which app are you using?
It's called Community. It's an all-in-one app for promoting and organizing local classes. I just loaded up my paint and sip class, and I'm already getting traction.
That's pretty awesome. Can I join your class? Me too. I've been wanting to try paint and sip, but nobody was offering it as a class.
It's called Community. It's an all-in-one app for promoting and organizing local classes. I just loaded up my paint and sip class, and I'm already getting traction.
On the Tina Ramsay show, and so I'm so happy to see all your growth and all the things that you're doing, and also you providing a platform for women like ourselves who necessarily would not have this opportunity 10 years ago. So I'm just so glad to be here and be able to spread the Adventures of Autumn message to everyone who is down, who is willing to listen.
What up, family? CTR Media Network. Yeah. Best in the biz. Yeah. Join the team. CTR is who we are, the media network, just the best by far. Whether you listen at your home, at your job, in your car, come get the information that's needed above all. Never lasting, motivational podcasting, giving you the answers to the questions that you're asking. Serious talks and topics, how to come up and profit, how to better yourself, your health is here. We got it, reaching 350 million, they tuning in. We in 50 different countries, we all can. And like minded, find your purpose and your assignment. Come get your fix, your feel, your mental alignment. Get active and speak to the masses. Build your influence all levels and all classes. Now you know you can monetize and grow. CTR Media Network. Start the show. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR is who we are. The media network that's the best by far, you know. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network.
I'm Casey Carter. I want to give you a little bit of my experience on the Tina Rama Show. I have never sat on a podcast with this amount of humility, this amount of love, unconditional love. I love this and I cannot wait to watch more episodes. Take care.
Hello, my name is Dorothy Cook, Dr. Dorothy Cook, better known as the godmother and the millionaire maker. Why? Because I make millionaires. And I am on the Tina Ramsay Show. I'm so excited. I hope you'll be excited too. Tina got it going on. You need to have it going on. The Tina Ramsay Show with the millionaire maker. Join us.
Here are a few ways for you to consider when organizing your curriculum. Traditional method. This approach uses structured subject times focused on working through textbooks and workbooks. This approach is very goal-oriented and highly organized. Unit study method. This approach integrates several subjects focused on one topic or theme. You can pick a topic that interests you and your child and create learning opportunities with the same theme. This method works well with teaching multiple grade levels and ages at the same time. Classical method. This approach teaches through classical languages, critical thinking skills, and Western civilizations. Unschooling method. This approach surrounds the child with opportunities to learn in an unstructured environment. This can also be thought of as interest-initiated learning. With this method, your child will learn from real-life experiences. Children are encouraged to pursue their interests and glean learning opportunities. Community method. The child learns significant real-life lessons by participating in events outside the home. This method can include youth group activities, volunteer work, organized group situations, or church activities. Eclectic method. This approach picks and chooses from all the other systems. Once you know your family's teaching method, you are ready to look for the right curriculum. Remember to ask any veteran homeschoolers in your area for advice on materials in your chosen method. However, several websites and catalogs will direct you to materials that match your needs. Watch helpful videos on the Homeschooling Interactive Magazine podcast on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. You can also purchase the Homeschooling Interactive Magazine on Amazon.
All right, so at this time, we are welcoming author, podcast, businesswoman, coach, podcast influencer, Coach Tina Ramsay.
What up, family? CTR Media Network. Yeah. Best in the biz. Yeah. Join the team. CTR is who we are, the media network, that's the best by far. Whether you listen at your home, at your job, in your car, come get the information that's needed above par. Neverlasting, motivational podcasting, giving you the answers to the questions that you're asking. Serious talks and topics, how to come up and profit, how to better yourself, your health is here. We got it, reaching 350 million, they tuning in. We in 50 different countries, we all can. And like-minded, find your purpose and your assignment. Come get your fix, your feel, your mental alignment. Get active and speak to the masses. Build your influence all levels and all classes. Now you know you can monetize and grow. CTR Media Network, start the show. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR is who we are, the media network, that's the best by far, you know. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. Yourself, your health is here, we got it. Reaching 350 million, they tuning in. We in 50 different countries, we all can. And like-minded, find your purpose and your assignment. Come get your fix, your feel, your mental alignment. Get active and speak to the masses. Build your influence all levels and all classes. Now you know you can monetize and grow. CTR Media Network, start the show. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR is who we are, the media network, that's the best by far, you know. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network.